Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we're taking a closer look at 5paisa Capital Limited, a prominent player in the online brokerage space here in India.
That's right. 5paisa is known for its tech-driven platform, offering low-cost brokerage services, depository services, research and mutual fund distribution, primarily targeting retail investors and active traders. They operate through their website and mobile apps. It's worth noting they also have subsidiaries like 5paisa P2P Limited, 5paisa Corporate Services, 5paisa Trading, and 5paisa International Securities IFSC Limited.
Got it. So they've just released their audited financial results for the quarter and the full financial year ended March 31st, 2025. The board approved these on May 1st, 2025. We'll be looking at both the consolidated and standalone figures today. Let's jump right in. How did they fare in the last quarter, say compared to last year and the previous quarter?
Alright, let's start with the consolidated picture for the fourth quarter of financial year 25, the quarter ending March 31st, 2025. Revenue from operations came in at 71.4 crore rupees. Now compared year over year to the same quarter last year, which was 112.9 crore rupees, that's a significant drop of about 37%. Quarter over quarter, compared to the third quarter ending December 31st, 2024, which was 85.3 crore rupees, revenue is also down by about 16%.
Okay, so revenue is down both year over year and quarter over quarter for Q4. How does that translate to profitability? What about EBITDA?
Good question. The investor presentation highlights consolidated EBITDA for Q4 at 16.1 crore rupees. Comparing year over year to Q4 of FY24, which was around 10.3 crore rupees, likely adjusted for a significant RSU cost reversal we'll touch on later, EBITDA is actually up substantially. However, quarter over quarter, compared to Q3's 24.6 crore rupees, EBITDA is down significantly by about 35%.
Interesting divergence between year over year and quarter over quarter EBITDA. What about profit before tax PBT?
Consolidated PBT for Q4 stood at 13.5 crore rupees. Year over year, this is a strong performance, up 77% from 7.6 crore rupees in Q4 FY24. Again, we need to keep in mind the expense structure last year, particularly employee costs. But quarter over quarter, PBT fell 37% from 21.6 crore rupees in Q3 FY25, mirroring the EBITDA trend.
And the bottom line, profit after tax or PAT?
Consolidated PAT for Q4 FY25 was 10.1 crore rupees. Year over year, that's a solid 74% increase from 5.8 crore rupees in Q4 last year. Quarter over quarter, however, PAT decreased by 38% from 16.2 crore rupees in Q3.
So the quarterly trend seems consistent. Revenue, EBITDA, PBT, and PAT all down sequentially from Q3 to Q4. But year over year, profits are up despite lower revenue. What about earnings per share EPS?
The consolidated basic EPS for Q4 was 3.22 rupees. Year over year, that's up 72% from 1.87 rupees. Quarter over quarter, it's down 38% from 5.18 rupees. It closely follows the PAT trend.
Any significant other income boosting these numbers?
For Q4, consolidated other income was minimal, around 13.7 lakh rupees. It doesn't seem to be a major driver for this quarter.
Okay, that covers the consolidated Q4 picture. Now how do the standalone results for Q4 compare? Did they follow the same pattern?
Yes, broadly they did. The trends were very similar. Let's quickly run through the standalone Q4 figures in crores for easier comparison. Revenue, around 71.4 crore rupees, down 37% year over year, and down 16% quarter over quarter, very similar to the consolidated trend. PBT, around 13.4 crore rupees, significantly up year over year from about 4.1 crore rupees, but down 38% quarter over quarter. PAT, around 10 crore rupees, again significantly up year over year from about 3.1 crore rupees, but down 38% quarter over quarter. EPS basic, 3.22 rupees, mirroring the consolidated EPS trend, up strongly year over year, but down sharply quarter over quarter.
It seems the standalone performance closely tracked the consolidated results in Q4. Now, let's zoom out. How did the full financial year FY25 look compared to FY24 for both consolidated and standalone?
For the full consolidated financial year 25, revenue about 359.9 crore rupees, which is down 9% compared to FY24's 394.7 crore rupees. PBT 91.2 crore rupees, up 26% from 72.1 crore rupees in FY24. PAT 68.2 crore rupees, up 25% from 54.4 crore rupees last year. EPS basic 21.86 rupees, up 24% from 17.65 rupees in FY24. For the full standalone financial year 25, revenue about 359.7 crore rupees, down 9% year-over-year. PBT 91.1 crore rupees, up 33% year-over-year. PAT 68.1 crore rupees, up 31% year-over-year. EPS basic 21.82 rupees, up 31% year-over-year.
So for the full year, both consolidated and standalone show a similar theme. Revenue dipped compared to last year, but profitability, PBT, PAT, EPS improved significantly. This year-over-year profit jump despite lower revenue needs explaining.
Exactly. A key factor highlighted in the notes is a reversal impact related to unvested RSU or ESOP costs in FY25, amounting to 8.66 crore rupees for both standalone and consolidated entities. This significantly lowered the employee benefit expenses compared to FY24, where these costs were booked differently. So while cost efficiencies might be playing a role, this accounting impact from share-based payments is a major reason for the improved year-over-year profit margins despite lower revenue. The investor presentation also shows an improved cost-to-income ratio for FY25, down to 75% from 82% in FY24.
That's crucial context on the expenses. What about profitability margins in Q4 and the full year?
Looking at the consolidated Q4 figures, the EBITDA margin was around 23% and the PAT margin was about 14%. For the full FY25, the consolidated PAT margin improved to about 19%, up from 14% in FY24. This reflects the expense dynamics we just discussed.
Were there any exceptional items reported that we should be aware of?
No, there were no items classified as exceptional in either the standalone or consolidated results for the quarter or the full year. This makes the underlying performance easier to analyze, barring the share-based payment expense comparison point.
Let's touch upon the balance sheet. Any key changes in assets, liabilities, or equity by the end of FY25?
Looking at the consolidated balance sheet as of March 31st, 2025, total equity stands at 603.6 crore rupees, up from 539.9 crore rupees a year ago, driven by retained earnings. On the assets side, loans have increased to 224.9 crore rupees from 175.6 crore rupees. Financial liabilities show borrowings decreased to 217.4 crore rupees from 336.3 crore rupees, while other financial liabilities also reduced. The standalone balance sheet shows a very similar structure and trends in equity and key liabilities.
How about cash flows for the year? Any dividends mentioned?
The consolidated cash flow statement for FY25 shows a positive cash flow from operations of 97.9 crore rupees, which is a significant turnaround from a negative 91.7 crore rupees in FY24. Cash flow from investing activities was negative 7 crore rupees, mainly due to net investments. Cash flow from financing activities was negative 141.5 crore rupees, largely driven by the repayment of bank overdrafts and finance costs paid. The standalone cash flow shows a similar pattern. No dividends were mentioned in these result documents.
Since 5paisa operates primarily in one line of business, I assume there's no segment performance breakdown?
The company notes confirm that they operate in a single segment, stockbroking and distribution of financial products. So no segment-wise analysis is applicable here.
Okay, summarizing the performance then. Q4 saw a sequential decline from Q3, likely due to the market conditions and regulatory changes mentioned by management. But year-over-year, Q4 profits were up strongly, helped significantly by lower employee expenses due to the RSU reversal. The full year FY25 also showed higher profits despite lower revenue.
That's a fair summary. The management commentary in the press release acknowledges the impact of SEBI's derivatives reforms and market corrections in Q4, but views it as a temporary phase, expecting normalization. They are focusing on enhancing customer experience and attracting high LTV users.
Now, were there any other significant points or events mentioned in the notes to the accounts?
Yes, a few important ones. First, they detail various ESOP allotments made during the year. Second, there's an update on a penalty imposed by the Multi Commodity Exchange or MCX in July 2024 for about 2.6 crore rupees regarding technical glitches and reporting delays. 5paisa appealed to the Securities Appellate Tribunal or SAT, which stayed the order subject to a 50% deposit, which the company has made. They've prudently made a provision for the full penalty amount in their books. Third, and perhaps most significantly, the notes disclose that the Income Tax Department conducted a search operation at the company's premises in January 2025. As of the report date May 1, 2025, the company states it has not received any formal communication from the department regarding the outcome of the search. Therefore, any potential impact on the financial results cannot be determined at this stage.
That income tax search is definitely something to watch. This brings us to the auditor's report. What did the auditors V. Sankar Iyer and Company have to say? Any qualifications or red flags?
This is critical. The auditors issued an unmodified opinion on both the consolidated and standalone financial results. This means they believe the financial statements give a true and fair view in accordance with accounting standards.
Unmodified. Okay. But any nuances?
Yes, importantly, both the consolidated and standalone audit reports include an emphasis of matter paragraph. This paragraph specifically draws attention to Note 6 regarding the income tax search operation conducted in January 2025. The auditors highlight that the company has not received formal communication on the outcome, and consequently, the financial impact, if any, is not ascertainable. The auditors explicitly state that their opinion is not modified in respect of this matter, but they are flagging it for users' attention due to its potential significance.
So while the opinion is clean, the auditors are pointing out this unresolved income tax search as a key uncertainty. Anything else in the auditor's report?
The consolidated report also includes an other matter paragraph. This states that the consolidated results include the audited results of one subsidiary, likely the small IFSC unit based on the figures mentioned, whose financial statements reflect total assets and revenues that are quite small relative to the consolidated figures. The audit of this subsidiary was conducted by another auditor, and V. Sankar Iyer and Co.'s opinion on the consolidated results concerning the amounts related to this subsidiary is based solely on the report of that other auditor. This is a standard procedure when relying on other auditors for subsidiary audits.
Understood. So putting it all together, what's the outlook for 5paisa Capital, considering these results and the points raised?
Well, disclaimer. As always, listeners should consult with a certified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The company has demonstrated improved profitability year over year despite revenue challenges, largely aided by expense management and the RSU accounting impact. The quarter-over-quarter decline in Q4 reflects external headwinds, regulation, market correction, as acknowledged by management. Key drivers going forward will be their ability to navigate the regulatory landscape, grow their client base with high LTV users, manage costs effectively beyond the RSU effect, and capitalize on market recovery. However, significant risks remain. These include ongoing market volatility, intense competition in the discount broking space, the final resolution of the MCX matter, and crucially, the unknown outcome and potential impact of the income tax search highlighted by the auditors.
So to conclude, 5paisa's FY25 showed resilience in profitability despite lower revenues, with Q4 reflecting recent market pressures. Cost control and share-based payment accounting were key factors in the year-over-year profit jump. While the auditor's opinion is unmodified, the emphasis of matter regarding the pending outcome of the income tax search introduces a significant element of uncertainty that investors must monitor closely.
Precisely. The headline profit numbers look strong year over year, but the sequential quarterly dip and the unresolved tax search require careful consideration. It's a mixed picture with clear operational challenges, acknowledged by management, but also underlying profitability improvements, albeit with important caveats regarding expense comparisons and the ongoing tax matter.
Thanks for that comprehensive analysis. It really highlights the importance of digging beyond the surface numbers and reading those notes and auditor reports.
Absolutely. The details often tell a more complete story.
That's all the time we have for today. Join us next time for another deep dive into the world of finance.